right, let's see when. All right.
Should have just told me to shut up.
Well, yeah. All right, so welcome to Torture's How You Make Friends number 10. Yeah, this one we watched Hannah Gadsby's Douglas. And yeah, but this is the Hey Camel.
Hello, hello.
Terry D. Oh, god damn it.
Diamantis.
Terry Diamantis.
Hey everyone.
And Pete.
Yo.
How you doing?
I think we all unanimously hate you, but other than that, I'm fine.
Well, we should also give an honorable mention to somebody who made it through most of this to the viewing, but couldn't be here for the stream. Richo8181.
Yeah.
He had other stuff he had to go do, so he had to dip out before we went live.
Family and football. So.
Yep. Got to remember what's important in these modern plague times.
And what's important is not pussying out. He should have stuck it out and said, "Screw you, family. I'm watching Hannah Gadsby."
When you really want to lose friends and alienate people.
Yeah.
He's got to watch the footy. He loves his port.
Well, with Hannah Gadsby, this is kind of like a 3-year anniversary deal. Like, we started off the torture streams with Nanette back in 2017, and we're around about the date. It was sometime in August 2017, wasn't it, Johnny, when we did the first one?
I'd have to look it up, but I think so.
And so she did the follow up, which was this year's Douglas on Netflix, and immediately Johnny and I said, we got to do it. We don't want to, but we gotta.
I was hoping you would, because I wanted to see it, because like Nanette was bad, and I wanted to see how much worse this was going to be.
I was actually kind of surprised that it wasn't worse.
So was I.
She actually tried to make jokes in this one.
Yeah,
So.
it was not funny, but you could tell she was trying to be, whereas Nanette was not even trying.
Yeah, so there's that. So right off the bat, it was like, well, this is bad, but it's still not as bad.
Yeah, I mean, she did go back to the same jokes way too often, like bringing up the dog park, bringing up Where's Wally, which I'm not Hannah Gadsby. I'm not going to call him Waldo because his name's Wally. But yeah, she kept going back to the same jokes over and over and over again, and it's not like they were great jokes the first time, so it did get pretty tedious.
Yeah, that's what I was saying during the thing. Her callbacks were terrible. She kept just, especially that last one with the. I probably shouldn't jump right to the end, but the Louis C. She mentioned at the start, and then she dropped the mic. She didn't even drop it; she just placed it on the ground. But
Well, that was another one of her jokes about being autistic, which we knew 3 years ago, Hannah. We didn't need to wait for the second special for you to tell us that. But yeah, that's part of the joke was her being autistic, not liking loud noises. So she wasn't going to actually drop the mic. She was going to place it down gently and walk away. But there was a lot of build up for that Louis C.K. joke in the beginning of the show, which technically wasn't even the start of the show. About 14 minutes and change was her explaining, like road mapping, how the show was going to be. So you didn't even get a full 1 hour special. You got like 45 minutes.
and like she even admitted that. She said, I had to cut back on the actual special to fit in the explanation of what the special is going to be.
And this is why women get paid 77 cents on the dollar. I'm just saying.
It should be 75% because there's only 3/4 of an hour of actual show.
It's very true.
I mean, I'll give her credit. I thought that she actually did put more into the presentation this time around. Last time it literally was like a TED Talk. She was just standing there talking.
Yeah.
And this time she actually moved about the stage. You weren't just watching a static like one camera shot. Although I still do find it fishy that in the 2 specials we've watched of this woman, there is really no shots of like the crowd laughing. There are always some wide angle shot from the back of the stage. You're not actually seeing people laughing.
You see people.
You're seeing
clap.
the outlines of people.
Yeah, you see no laughter. You just see clapping.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, so all the fucking clapping was put in afterwards, probably. I'm sure there was some laughs there.
no, I think the clapping was genuine because when she was giving the thing, it was not it's not the kind of comedy that you laugh at. It's the comedy that you go, I agree with that, so I'm going to applaud. And you've got to figure the only people who are going to watch a second Hannah Gadsby special are the feminists who thought she made a really good point with Nanette. So I think the applause was legit, and the absence of laughter is self-evident. Like, there's a reason that you never heard or saw laughter.
Well, I would challenge that point, Terry. It's not just the feminists who agree with Nanette. It's the dick biscuits like us, the haters that are also watching.
Yeah, but they wouldn't pay to go to the viewing. Like, the laughter that the applause that you heard was the people who actually went. The people who
Yeah,
the clapper. The people who were in the audience are the people who would actually take time out of their day to watch Hannah Gadsby. Like get dressed up, go to a formal sit-down viewing. Not just pricks like us who watch it on Netflix.
yeah. Piggybackers.
Yeah. But since we've pretty much got our, we started late. We've pretty much got our initial thoughts out of the way about our dislike of the show. Shall we jump into the reviews?
Absolutely.
All right.
Let's do it.
I'm going to go ahead and start with the Rotten Tomatoes here.
Cool.
All right, Price is Right rules, gentlemen. We're going to start with the critics rating. No cheating either.
Mm-hmm.
Without going over, what do you think the critics' score is for Douglas?
90.
Okay, Terry's got 90. Pete, what do you think?
The critics are... Yeah, I'll give it a 94.
Okay. Johnny?
Let's see. Going Price is Right rules. I'll go with 88.
Well, the closest without going over.
This is the basis. I'm basing this because the first time I looked on Rotten Tomatoes, it was at 94 or 95, and
Ooh.
yeah. So.
Well, with a total count of 26 on the critics' scores, we have Terry winning. He said 90. It is setting at 92.
Nice.
Oh, fuck, it was close.
Now,
Yeah.
we also have the audience score.
Mm.
So, Terry, you call the first one correctly. You go first. What do you think the audience gave the score as?
I will go with 7.
7?
Yeah.
Okay. Pete?
I'll give her a bit more because I know there's a lot of feminists and certain leftists who like that kind of shit. I'll go 34.
Okay, 34 from Pete, 7 from Terry. Johnny, what do you say?
I'll say 20.
20. Pete actually pulled this one because even though he says 34%, they gave 72.
Really?
Oh shit.
Yeah. Out of 209 user ratings, aggregate score of 72 on Rotten Tomatoes, which means out of 209, 28% were male feminists who couldn't take a joke.
Sounds about right.
Now we can look at critics reviews. I can look at I guess audience reviews. Let's see here. Yeah, these are critic scores. My bad. Polygon, Paste Magazine. Ooh, the Arkansas Democrat Gazette. I wonder what they have to say.
That's oddly specific.
Yeah. Okay, hilarious, intelligent Aussie on display in Douglas. Okay, well, there's a reason why we in Oklahoma look down on Arkansas. No accounting for taste.
Now,
Given the current state of events in this country and around the world, laughter is in high demand in Courtneyville. Thankfully, Netflix dropped a new stand-up special last week from an Aussie named Hannah Gadsby. After reviewing Patton Oswalt's new special a couple weeks ago, I didn't realize Patton Oswalt had a new special come out this year.
yeah.
I wonder how much of a train wreck that is. I had no idea what I was in store for from the lady from down under. At the beginning of Hannah Gadsby Douglas, the comedian walked out on a stage in front of a dog completely made of crayons. Yeah, that's her golden toilet, y'all.
Yeah.
She's got so much money, she's wasting it on art supplies.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm willing to bet you she didn't buy it from Hobby Lobby. I had no idea what that was about. My favorite comedian is the late John Panette. Oh, hey. God rest his soul. He was a big guy and made a lot of food jokes. When he walked out on set, you typically saw fake signs for restaurants. Okay, I know what I'm getting here. But right away, Gadsby tells me exactly what I'm going to see in the next hour and 12 minutes. She told her audience what was coming so she could set their expectations, and that's genius! With an exclamation point.
That's one word for it.
I'd say autistic.
Yeah.
People can't be disappointed if you set their expectations for them and then meet said goals. Right out of the gate, she gave me the table of contents for her show, and I nodded because you're an idiot. Okay, now that I know what's in the mystery box, let's get the show on the road. Before I get too far into the review, I wanted to take a moment to acknowledge how subjective comedy is, which tells you right there that when someone has to preface a review of a stand-up special with comedy is subjective, they didn't laugh.
Yeah.
A joke that might make one person roll on the floor in tears could soar over another individual's head.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. The jokes went over our head. That's what it was.
And that's okay. Just because I enjoyed Patton Oswalt's I Love Everything doesn't mean I was going to love everything else Netflix has to offer me in the world of stand-up. And I especially felt the need to add that disclaimer because a quick look at the Rotten Tomatoes review for this special showed a pretty big gap between what the critics rated her special and what audiences, or maybe trolls making fake accounts pretending to be audiences, rated her special. Okay.
Yeah, because that's what
I can understand, that people might be worried about review bombing in this day and age. But I don't know, it just seems like making fake accounts to review bomb a stand-up special. I don't have the energy for that.
No. I don't have the energy to create one account half the time.
I mean, you gotta make up email addresses, you gotta think up passwords, and it's just all so tedious.
Yeah.
Now, where was I?
She's clearly just, they're making up fucking reasons why.
Oh, here we go.
It's such a shitty review.
Her critical review sits at 91%. Actually, it's 92%, but thanks for playing. Her audience review sits at 56%. Oh, wow. So it's actually gone up. Yikes. I'm getting flashbacks from The Last Jedi. Oh, another piece of shit. Okay. I get it. Hannah Gadsby is not everybody's cup of tea. but she's pretty damn funny to me. So, again, no accounting for taste. I'm also a sucker for puns, though, so maybe she knew I'd be watching. Another disclaimer: I did not view her previous stand-up, Nanette, but apparently it earned her some hatred and online trolls. She had a few jokes about them. Yeah, and those weren't funny either. Once the table of contents was concluded, the Aussie started in on making fun of Americans. Though, to be fair, in her table of contents, she warned it was coming, giving sensitive audience members the chance to leave. What surprised her the most coming to America is that we aren't stupid. Well, I mean, you do live in Arkansas. And if that's not the most backhanded compliment I've ever received, I'm feeling pretty smart. Smart lately because my wife and I have been rewatching Leverage. But good thing it's a surprise. Americans aren't stupid, at least to this Aussie. Leverage was a decent enough show, but that makes you feel smart? Really?
Well, it's a smart move to watch Leverage over Hannah Gadsby, but, I mean...
Oh, yeah, most definitely. I mean, you got way more stuff to watch. There's, actual compelling characters on the screen.
Actual jokes.
Yeah. Delivered in actually, funny manners. Oh, and she loves the word y'all because it's so inclusive.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of inclusive, her material was extremely inclusive, even including gender non-binary folks in a bit. Yeah, it was a throwaway bit.
Unless you were a straight man.
Which is how little anybody cares about them. You're a throwaway bit in a lesbian stand-up routine. How often do you see that in stand-up routine? Let alone a funny stand-up routine. Well, I'll let you know when I see it in a funny stand-up routine.
So I just want to point out, it's good that they pointed out she's a lesbian because I never would have been able to tell.
Right.
The Nike sneakers with the suit and the obviously lesbian haircut didn't give it away at all.
No.
No, she's very feminine.
I found one on IMDb. It's
you want to go ahead and pull the ripcord on this one because I'm about halfway through it.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I found Gadsby's weakest material to be about her trip to the dog park. It probably could have been cut by a minute or two, being a little too random even for my taste. Oh, you mean the titular bit?
Yes.
Where we learn all about Douglas.
And that it's the name of her dog. That is the big mystery behind the name.
Hilarious. Hey, Terry, I asked you while we were watching it, but you were muted. Have you ever heard of that saying, that thing she was talking about? What was it?
The kangaroo uterus.
Uterus.
No. That was a joke. What she was saying is, like she said, Douglas is a slang term for a kangaroo's uterus, and then she waits for a while and says, "No, of course it's not that. Why would we have a slang term for something like that?" So that was her idea of a joke.
We were talking over it. That's why we missed it.
Yes. Some of us were reading the subtitles.
No, I heard that. Oh, I heard part of it. Yeah. All right. Anyway, moving on. Sorry.
And from there, this lovely lady got into her controversial material, which I suspect is the primary reason she has so many negative audience reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. Because it's a lot of digs at the patriarchy. I'm telling you, folks, if we had had Scribe's bingo card, we would have hit a bingo within the first 20 minutes.
We probably would have blacked out that board.
Easy.
And boy, do those boys hate those jokes. But to be fair, she warned about those in the table of contents as well. Yes, I've never had a stand-up special that had a syllabus before. This is the stretch of her material I love the most. From her pufferfish moments, and I laughed every time she made the pufferfish sound, and her almost offensive golf to her take on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And she could talk about their names in great detail because she has a degree in art history and knows her Renaissance artists.
Good for her.
Nah, fucking bullshit. She just, I'm guessing she just Googled all that shit.
Well, no. Like, she mentioned that she had a degree in art history in Nanette. And she's literally the only person I've ever seen actually put an art history degree to use. So, there's that.
Yeah, that's a fair point. She's making money from it, so yeah, you're not wrong.
My favorite quote to come out of this section was how men got to name everything. That's how birth control ended up being called something as nondescript as the pill. What does it do? Witchcraft. Shut up. Call it the pill. At one point, her stand-up bits turned into a silly representation on Renaissance art. And I'm thinking, where is she going with this? That's what we were all thinking. I'm still thinking that.
I was thinking, why am I watching this?
Then those thoughts were interrupted by laughter because she's talking about nude trios of women building a fort while they're trying to make the bed. Comedy, y'all.
Yeah.
Perhaps the most pointed bit of Netflix's special came from her material about having autism and what it's like to go through life with it. This is where her most relatable side presents itself, because she opens up about tearing anti-vaxxers to shreds, which I know everyone is entitled to their own opinions, but those folks aren't. Not on solid science, which has proved time and time again that vaccines don't cause autism. So, you're entitled to your opinion, unless we don't agree with you.
Exactly.
And Rachel, if you're still in chat, let us know what you thought.
Yes, by all means, you're more than welcome to give us your review in 250 characters or less.
But I will say, I did actually enjoy the conversation that she supposedly had with her teacher, where she was just too autistic to understand, like, the whole preposition thing. Because something, like, not to the same degree, but something similar happened to me where I misunderstood something and the teacher thought I was being a smartass, so I got kicked out of the class. Like, okay, no, I can relate to that. That was the one part of the special. Like, okay, that did actually happen to me, so I can relate.
That's actually.
I'm gonna say, I really don't. She doesn't seem autistic to me at all. I've met people with true autism, and most of them don't seem like the type of people who'd be able to stand up in front of thousands of people, knowing that it's a special people are going to watch, and be so sort of comfortable and natural on stage. Because her comedy sucks, and she's a fucking idiot, but she's good at, interacting with the crowd and stuff. I'll give her that. And she just doesn't seem autistic to me at all. I know it's a spectrum. Some are worse than others, but
yeah,
why that shit? She's not fucking autistic. But that's just my opinion.
I've got a little bit left to go on this Arkansas review here. Gadsby actually has a great quote on that. She says, "Vaccines don't cause autism. Do you know what does? No, you don't." And she's right. Yeah, nobody does. Which kind of means you can't say vaccines don't cause it.
I think watching this special is a contributing factor, though.
She talked about being a child and the difficulties going from being a teacher's pet to the most hated student in one day without understanding why. Because she's always been a cunt. The day she was diagnosed with autism was one of her best because everything finally made sense, she said. And what makes this bit especially brilliant to watch is it's the perfect combination of how relatable and intelligent she is, relaying what it's like to have this disorder in life. It's commentary, jokes, expertise, and a dash of hard reality thrown together to round out her show. The good stuff from which comedy is made. Her final moments in the special can best be described as a lightning round of joke after joke, and I loved it. Fast, flying humor was the perfect pace for me, and it was just zoom, zoom, zoom. Some jokes worked, some didn't, but you didn't focus on the ones that didn't because you were off to the next joke that likely would make you laugh. It's there she brought everything full circle, and I mean everything. Golf, Waldo, Douglas pouches, autism, it all files into one cyclone of the last trip to conclude the show. Then, before you expect it, the special is over. This Aussie made me laugh for over an hour. She's an inventive and understandable pufferfish who knows her haters are out there and happily welcomes them. I love a funny comedian that can take on the world, and her material's inclusiveness is just icing on the cake. This was written in June.
Wow, someone really had their Hannah's balls in their hand.
Oh,
There was
you
one
mean
thing.
her Karen's handful?
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I wasn't. I'd be cool with that. By the way, there was one thing that the dude that who said, right. I think at the start he said, or she. I don't know if it was a dude. That's comedy is subjective. That's the only thing in that entire fucking spiel that I agree with. Everything else was bullshit.
Yeah, there was one thing that Hannah got dead on, and this is 100% not a joke. When she said, "I don't know why you're here," she was right. No one knows why anyone is there.
You said you had one from IMDb, Johnny.
Yeah. Bring that up.
Oh, you just reminded me. I'm gonna have to look that up later.
Oh
See if
yeah,
I'm on it.
Pete's got his own page.
This one
Yeah, man.
is a 1 out of 10. It's titled "Everyone's a Comedian Except Hannah." Words fail me. The question is, why couldn't they have failed this woman because she decided to commit her thoughts to film? Because that's all it is. Someone thinking aloud for an hour or more. It's like walking past someone in the corner muttering to themselves. It's probably extremely relevant and meaningful to them, but I am left scratching my head. There are more jokes in Butterworth's Financial Law Handbook.
Oh, that's cold.
For the record, Pete, you do have a IMDb page.
I do? No
You
shit. What the fuck? Sweet. I'm gonna have to check that out after this. Actually, no. Fuck it. I'm gonna do it right now.
Okay, now, do we want to do the Metacritic score, guys?
I think so.
Absolutely.
So, the Metacritic score, Price is Right rules. Pete, what do you say?
Shit.
0
This
to
is
100.
harder than the Rotten Tomatoes one was easy. Or Rotten Tomatoes one. That was easy. But, I'm gonna say.
You cut it there for a second. What do you say?
Oh, sorry. 66. That's my guess.
66. All right. Terry.
So is this user reviews?
No. This is the Metacritic. This is the Metascore. So 0 to
okay.
100. We'll do the user score next.
So this is like the professional reviewers.
Yes.
Then I'll stick with 90.
90. Okay. Johnny.
I'll go with 75.
And ladies and gentlemen, hitting the nail right on the head, Johnny Hellcat. 75 on the nose.
Wow.
But for Johnny. I mean,
Rigged.
fucking Jack. What are you doing?
Yes, there were 6 positive, 2 mixed reviews. See, the highest ones coming up are 91 from the AV Club and IndieWire, a 90 from the Hollywood Reporter, 80 from TV Guide, 70 from Paste. You know, I always wonder what happened to those glue eaters in kindergarten. Apparently, they made a magazine. I got a 50 from Variety and a 40 from Decider.
Oh. I just read one of the reviews from Variety.
Okay, well, we'll get to that next, but let's go ahead and get to the user score. So, Johnny, what do you think on a 0 to 10 user score? Where are you putting...
I'll go with 3.
Okay, so 3 from Johnny. Pete.
Yeah, this was the, like...
This is the user score, so it's going to be on a scale of 1 to 10, 0 to 10.
Alright, I'll say a 4.
Okay, so Johnny, you're saying 3. Pete, you're saying 4. Terry, what about you?
I'll go 6.
And Price is Right rules. The winner is Terry with 6 because they gave it a 7.
Nice.
So there was less difference on Metacritic than there was on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, quite a bit.
But this one has also got a smaller review pool too, because it's a 5 positive, only 2 negative. So, Johnny, you want to go ahead and read the Variety one? I'll pull up the negative user reviews, I guess.
Okay. She makes Carrot Top look like a comedy genius. Hashtag facts.
Nice.
They're not wrong.
Is that the entire review, or?
That's it. I think that's all there is to it.
Well, brevity is the source of profundity, so...
Let's see. Here's another one. Wow, some of the commenters here don't get it. It's just a stand-up routine. A very good, witty, quirky stand-up routine. That's all. No need to get your knickers in a knot. Yes, Hannah is outraged by all sorts of things. She explains her OTT pufferfish reactions, which I could identify with. Her autism, her autism and art history jokes were hilarious. Yes, she swears, as do 80% of stand-up comedians. Most much worse than her. None of her humor is vulgar, though. Many comedians are really vulgar. Yes, she has a feminist stance on things, but totally justified. Yes, men are the ones who have named most things. I recommend this to anyone who is into smart humor and for those of the male persuasion who are not overly sensitive.
Well, I'm a little surprised. Metacritic, it doesn't have the 2 negative reviews. You can't look at the 2 negative user reviews.
Oh dear.
Shocking, right? And of the 5 positive, you only get the top 3. Somebody gave it a 10, somebody gave it a 9, and somebody gave it an 8.
Somebody gave it a 10. Fucking hell.
That might have been Hannah herself, though.
That was probably, or one of her, closest relatives. Maybe a manager. Something like that.
I'm curious what Paste Magazine had to say, because I think they give it a 50. Get back there.
There were a couple of times she made me laugh. She didn't really make me laugh. She made me giggle a couple of times.
Yeah, well, like I said, she actually had some jokes in this one, as opposed to the last one.
She got a few smirks out of me. That's about it.
I mean, it was automatically better because I didn't have to listen to any rape stories. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Part of the net.
Most of the things that made me laugh was the differences between Australia and America.
Yeah.
That was probably the funniest part to me. The whole fucking art thing where she was showing all the different paintings and stuff. That
was
really,
stupid.
Yeah, that was fucking. I know her whole point was men name everything and men blah blah blah, but you can't really compare.
One more thing that she got right. She said Z. That is the correct pronunciation of the final letter.
Well, all I have to say about men naming everything is, well, maybe if you guys were just standing around naked holding shit and you actually put some pants on, you could have named some stuff too.
Well, that's what I said during the review that Johnny was reading at. Like, men named everything. We invented everything. We get to name things we invent.
Yeah, that's kind of how it works.
That's exactly how it works.
and let's be honest, the stuff that women did invent, they weren't getting all fancy with the naming and shit. Like, look at the dishwasher. It's literally called the dishwasher.
Simple, to the point. I like it.
So, let's see what else here.
The chicks who name shit or invent or discover things, like Madame Curie. Like the people who did invent shit, they got their credit. It's not like women were really fucking ignored or anything.
Well, that's what I always point out when we do these streams. Neither Johnny nor I hate women in comedy. There are plenty of female comedians that I actually really enjoy. I always point out, too, off the top of my head, are Maria Bamford and Kathleen Madigan. Both of those I find hilarious, and I'll sit down and watch them, if they got something new coming out.
I will say there's a lot fewer funny female comedians. Like, if I find out that it's a female comedian, it's like, okay, set my expectations appropriately, because most of them stick to sort of period jokes, like, oh my god, my vagina smells like a barnyard animal.
It's sex and vagina jokes.
Yeah.
Well, that's also part of the reason why I like Maria Bamford and Kathleen Madigan. Yes, I know they're women, but they're not. Not every other joke is about their pussy.
Exactly. No, I like Maria Bamford quite a lot. Less familiar with Kathleen Madigan. I'm sure if I saw her, I'd recognize her. But
I always describe her as like the female Ron White.
Well, then I like her. I like her already.
Yeah, she. I think she's only done like maybe a couple jokes that were pretty much about the vagina jokes, but it's mostly that wasn't the joke. That wasn't what the joke was about. It just happened to be involving.
Yeah, she's got like way more like jokes about her getting drunk than she does about anything involving sex or anatomy.
Yeah.
It's funny because I used to like Sarah Silverman, and then she's kind of just stopped being funny. Or maybe my tastes have changed, and maybe she was never funny. But when I was younger, I thought she was great, and then now, no.
I never thought Sarah Silverman was funny. I thought she was cute for a time, but never like, oh, she makes me laugh.
I think, what was it? Was she in the Larry Sanders Show? I'm pretty sure she was.
I don't remember. I remember she had the Sarah Silverman Show on Comedy Central, and I would flip over there every now and then and just be like, oh, it's another poop joke. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't watch that one, but if I'm remembering right, she was in Larry Sanders, and I mean, I suppose she wasn't writing the scripts for her character, but no, I think that's what I'm remembering her from, where I actually thought she was pretty funny. I did like her in the Steel Panther song. She was a very good principal. I liked that.
She was in Larry Sanders.
Here's something funny. I'm looking at the Douglas reviews on Rotten Tomatoes for like the audience reviews. The very first one gives her a half star. How did we get to a? Oh yeah.
Hannah Gadsby.
Yeah. The audience reviews for the special we just watched.
All right. Yeah. Sorry.
How did we get to a period in time where this is accepted as comedy? Genuinely one of the least funny people on earth. But all the other ones on this first page, anyway, are all 5-star reviews. And there's one dude. Oh, 2 dudes. Okay, so 2 dudes, mostly women. Like we got Anna here. I absolutely love it. Hannah Gadsby is brilliant. This is a must-see. Cannot wait to see more from Hannah Gadsby. Nothing but love for this comedian. And I get called a fucking bot online. Come on.
Yeah, that sounds a little sus to me.
No one calls you a bot. We just call you Jack.
I'm not going to take the bait. I'm not going to take the bait. Laura, I loved it. I am an Aspie who was diagnosed in my 30s. I am 52 now. Finding out why I always felt different was great. Hannah's comedy was cool. The presentation of her material was refreshingly unique. I don't think physical comedy is funny. I enjoyed the wordplay and knowing where she was going before the neurotypical audience. This show for autistic and great show for autistic people and non-autistic people. Ugh. I think I got a little bit of autism just reading that, guys.
And she reckons we don't know what causes it. These reviews cause it.
Mm-hmm.
Here's one of the male reviewers, Nigel.
Nigel.
5 stars.
Yeah,
This is a great adventure.
Someone's got a shrine to his mother.
Yeah.
Did he mistake this for an episode of the Wild Thornberries? What the fuck, man? This is a great adventure? How do you figure, dude? Nikki, 5 star. Again, all these other ones are 5-star reviews except for that first one. It was hilarious, entertaining, and educational, combining 2 of my loves: art and comedy. Can't wait to see her live again. Oh my god, you saw her live! You paid money to go and watch this in person.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder how much those tickets cost. I was thinking that before when we were watching it. Wonder how much tickets to sit in the front row of a Hannah.
You couldn't pay me to go when I'm broke. I wouldn't follow Hannah Gadsby into the front door of my own fucking house. You couldn't get me to go actually watch her on stage.
You gave me enough money, I'd watch her on stage. I mean, it's only an hour of my life. If you pay me enough money, I can be bored for an hour.
If you got a mobile phone, you just sit there and play fucking Candy Crush or something for the whole time.
Did you hear that, chat? If you've got the money, Terry's got the time.
Ladies.
Yes,
Andra, 5 stars.
If you'd like to take that off.
Andra, 5 stars. Just another Hannah Gadsby brilliant stand-up. I don't think these people know what the word brilliant means.
Or stand-up.
Or hilarious, entertaining, educational.
Or autism.
Or, yeah, that's exactly it.
I mean, I could take her at face value that there is a non-space between a woman's uterus and her asshole called the pouch of Douglas. I could take her at her word, but I don't know. Call me skeptical.
I'm going to have to Google that.
I'm definitely going to WebMD it at the very least.
The pouch of Douglas.
No, it's a real thing, because I just did a Google search right then, and it says the recto-uterine pouch, also known by various other names, for example, pouch of Douglas, is the extension of the peritoneal cavity between the rectum and the posterior wall of the uterus in the female human body.
Who's Douglas? Who was that named after?
She said in the special is a Scottish midwife.
James
named,
Douglas.
I think James Douglas, yes.
Yeah, you're right. She did too. She even did the Scottish accent. The pouch of Douglas.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I missed that bit. I forgot that bit. Recto-uterine pouch.
That's it.
You learn something new every day. Well, I guess, in a way, that was educational then. Because I just learned something.
Well, yeah, but you didn't learn it from her. You learned it from looking up whether she was talking shit or not.
Yeah.
Because I would have assumed she made the whole thing up.
Marcus B. 5 stars. Witty, fresh, new, clever, and poignant. A true must-see. Well, I mean, he was right about it being new. So, there's that. Let's see.
According to
where
this,
are the negative reviews? They're supposed to be like, oh, wait, here we go. It's from a man. These 2 are from men. 2-star review. I liked her first special. It was effective, though not very funny. I stopped watching this special about a half hour in. I might finish it later. It wasn't funny, and she seemed to be yelling and lecturing us the whole time. Not enjoyable in the least.
So hang on. If you liked Nanette, how did you not enjoy the yelling and lecturing this time around?
It must have been the yelling part, because she wasn't... Well, no, she was yelling in Nanette.
She was yelling.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to... Huh. Well, I guess there's a little bit of a contradiction there in Mr. Art T. Zach, he gets straight to the point. It just wasn't funny. Half star.
Good man.
Good. I like that dude.
Apparently,
Okay. We gotta dig deep to get to the bad reviews. Well, we've had 3 of them, and we gotta get to page 3 to get more of them. Half-star review. Not funny at all. Even worse than her last one. I disagree. I thought this one was actually better. Yeah. 1 star. This person gave it 1 star. Holy cow! I did not laugh once. And you still gave it a full star.
he probably didn't know you could go half.
This is post-comedy. You're not supposed to laugh.
Oh, here's one. This one doesn't even give a name, just a half star. Stunning and brave. That should tell you all you need to know and why you should avoid it. Unimaginably dull and self-righteous. Half star. The worst comedian ever. Comedian in quotation marks.
Yeah, see, this is more like it. This is the kind of review I was expecting.
Yeah.
Not funny or original, just bad.
$63.50. That's how much.
How is this even funny?
That's how much a ticket costs.
Oh wow.
$63.50. Jesus Christ.
And there was quite a few people there, so. And not to mention, because that was a Netflix special as well, wasn't it? So she was getting paid from Netflix too, not just the people in the crowd.
Oh yeah. She's hauling in, the gate for the theater, and then on top of that, she's got the money that Netflix paid out. Which, I mean, it depends if she did this as a standalone or if this was part of a package deal within the net. They may have like a third one, that they've already bought.
Oh fuck!
That's
full reference.
That's in New York, and I don't know if it's at a stage or if it's at a.
For reference, $63.50 is about $88 Australian, like $89.
Yeah, that's nearly $100 to go see.
Yeah.
I like this one because it's just straight to the point. Hannah Gadsby doing another Hannah Gadsby special. ... Hey,
that says it all.
It does. It's all you need to know, really. If you have any awareness of the net, that's all you need to know.
Like I was saying earlier, and I really hope that people, that Americans specifically, because she's big in the States now, and Jim Jeffries too, they're doing similar. Like, he's nowhere near as bad as she is, but doing pretty similar kind of shit. And I hope that that's not what Americans think Australian stand-up is like. Because that's like the minority by far.
Well, I really hope that Arj Barker isn't what you guys all think American comedy is like.
He was huge here for a while, actually.
Yeah, he was.
I like Arj Barker.
I like him all right, but I mean, don't. As long as we're talking about misconceptions,
He's very loud.
We're on the same page. Okay.
I remember one joke from Arch Barker, and that's the Hungry Jack's big fat fucking contented Jack joke. That's it. That's the one thing I remember from his set.
To be honest with you, I honestly don't remember any Arj Barker jokes. I just remember that he got big in Australia for a while.
He did. Yeah. He really did.
He was on TV shows and shit here for a while.
I think
one joke I remember that he did as well.
I think he lived in one of his for a bit.
Yeah, he was. Like he straight up moved over there. He embraced it. No, like with Jim Jeffries you were talking about earlier. I liked him until he started doing that FX show. And after he started doing that, I don't know, after season 1, he just really started to change. And I think it's because he was hanging around actors instead of comedians.
Yeah. Did you see the whole thing with Avi Yemeni and what Jim Jeffries did to him?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, he did that to Avi. He did that to your boy Zach, Richard C. Myers, with Comicsgate.
What a fucking prick, eh?
Yeah, he's a slimy motherfucker.
And what I didn't know about that, because I learned this from Paulie and the crew over at Comic Book Curation, was that he knew going in that it was a hatchet job. Like his son's like, well, yeah, but think about how many people you're going to be able to, get in front of, and they're going to see you like, really, this is the white supremacist that you guys are bitching about?
Yeah.
Something I never considered before.
Well, Artie had the brains to record the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
So he could just say, "Look, this is what Jim Jeffries showed you. This is what actually fucking happened." And then it's like, yeah, that paints a very different picture because Jim Jeffries really did paint Harvey as a despicable person.
And I think that's the first time it really stuck. Because like people have been making that kind of claim about like the Daily Show for years before that ever happened.
Yeah.
Even back when especially when Jon Stewart was hosting it.
Yeah,
Saint Fugi's in the chat. Hey Fugi. He says if you haven't watched Beige Frequency's videos about Jim Jeffries, you should check it out. I have not seen that before, but I will give it a look.
Never heard of Beige Frequency, so
me neither. So thanks for throwing that out there. I'll have to take a look at it.
I've heard of him. I've had some. He's been in my recommended feed a few times. I never actually watched it, but I've seen him in the recommended. So.
Well, I know this. I know this isn't going to help my denials in Terry's eyes, but I've been getting like a quote unquote borderline content recommended to me on YouTube. Stuff that you got to make sure you got a healthy stock of tinfoil to view.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that kind of borderline content.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking of porn or something.
That was I.
Titties and shit.
No, man. I only watch the nude yoga videos on my sock account, so don't ever go horny on Maine, guys.
Wise words.
I only have the main account. There is no other. So
yeah,
Jim Jeffries actually did pop up. He did pop up on my YouTube the other day. He's got a podcast apparently that he does. I don't know about that, where he talks to people. I guess maybe subject matter experts or whatever, and the people that are on the podcast with him will ask him questions about the thing, and he'll give his answers, and then they'll talk to whoever they're talking about. And the reason why I saw this was because they had Robert O'Neill, the Navy SEAL that killed Bin Laden. Apparently, him and Jim Jeffries are friends. This motherfucker's friends with a lot of people. Apparently, if you kill the world's number one terrorist, everyone wants to be your buddy. Who would have thunk it, right? And it was just hard watching that dude without prepared material. Just watching him just winging it on this podcast with his friends. It's like, you're not really all that funny, are you? I laugh more at the guy, who wasn't a comedian, listening to stories that I'd heard him tell before, than I did for the professional comedian.
It's a bad sign.
Yeah. But I mean, you gotta give a little credit. Those dudes in the special ops, they are funny. Apparently, he's so famous now that he killed Bin Laden. He was partying with Charlie Sheen.
Huh.
So I just wanted.
I shot Bin Laden. Now I've got the AIDS.
No. Apparently, it was after Charlie sobered up, and he was over there drinking at Charlie Sheen's house.
I'd love to party with Charlie Sheen, just for the record.
I mean, that's one of those things where I'd be like, I'd like to say that I did it. At the same time, I'd like to have a functioning, liver and kidneys when I'm done.
Nah, fuck that. Worth it.
With Beige Frequency, is the video that you're talking about a review of his latest special? Because that's the only thing I could find on his channel.
Throw Fugi a wrench, Johnny. Let him post a link if he's got something he wants us to watch.
Done.
There was a thing a while ago about him getting a vid about Brennan Schaub struck by Joe Rogan. A video about Brennan Schaub was struck? Jim Jeffries got a video about Brennan Schaub struck?
Literally struck, as in Rogan punched him?
No,
Brendan Schwab, I
I'm
remember he
thinking.
was.
I'm thinking he's saying that Jim Jeffries got a video struck like off of YouTube
Oh,
or something like that.
Yeah, you're probably right.
He got a video about Brennan Schaub struck by Joe Rogan or something. That's interesting.
He says not Jim Jeffries. So,
Oh, okay.
Brendan Schwab.
Beige Frequency. That's the one he means. Beige Frequency had a video about Brennan Schaub that got struck by Joe Rogan.
Yeah, I misunderstood that. I thought
I
for some
did
reason
too.
I was thinking of getting hit. I thought Brendan Schwab got hit by Joe Rogan, like he punched him in the face or something.
Well, if Joe Rogan punched Brennan Schaub in the face, Schaub probably take it.
Yeah, Schwab, not a weak dude. He wasn't a bad fighter. He wasn't a great fighter.
I believe he was like 500. I think he had like 5-5 or 10-10, something like that.
Yeah, he was pretty even.
Yeah,
he wasn't good. He didn't have enough wins to keep going, and eventually, I remember even in a podcast when they did one of the podcasts, Joe was just like, "Dude, look, you're just not top tier."
Yeah, Joe Rogan ended his career live on YouTube.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Just a heads up to Johnny because he did say he had to get to bed.
It is about that time, yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking we're almost at an hour, so.
But yeah, that's pretty much the long and short of it, folks. If you've seen Nanette, you don't need to watch Douglas.
Yes, you do.
I mean,
you need to watch both.
It's actually better comedy-wise than Nanette, but it's still just Hannah Gadsby pulling a Hannah Gadsby.
I will say you need to watch both, and purely because I want the suffering in the world to increase.
But for the love of God, whatever you do, don't try to make it a drinking game.
Oh, fuck no.
Yeah, you'll never get out alive.
If you're gonna put yourself through it, then you may as well get drunk.
Oh yes, I'm not saying don't go in well lubricated. I'm just saying don't try to drink like shots every time she says patriarchy or misogyny or white men.
See, I'm going to disagree. I'm going to say you go in sober because I don't want alcohol dulling the pain. I want you to feel each and every twist of the knife.
He wants you to die the death of 1,000 cuts, and he wants to pour salt in the wound.
Damn straight.
Sadist.
And then he's gonna piss on you. Go full R. Kelly. Well, all right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to call it because it is time.
Thanks for dropping by, everybody. And Foogie, if you want, send me a link to that video in like DMs or something. I'll check it out.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, I'm interested too.
All right. Yeah. Thanks for everyone swinging by. Thanks, Pete.
My pleasure, man.
Richo, thanks for hanging out for the viewing. Sorry we couldn't get this scheduled sooner, so you could have joined us for the actual stream.
Yeah.
But
we'll have you rant about it later.
Yeah. We'll wait until you forget about this whole ordeal, and we'll try and suck you back into another one.
Richmond are gonna beat Port's ass. By the way, I'm just throwing that out there. Richmond will know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I suspect he will.
All right. Well, good night, everybody.
Good night.
See you later, everyone.
Play us off.